Hello, this is Daniel with First Enviro Safety, and today I'm going to give a presentation on our Biowash products, how they came to be, and how they could help you in your garden or farm. In the beginning, our journey began in 1999 when our founder, Dr. Ted Tidwell, my grandfather, recognized a critical and overlooked flaw in modern industry. The very products designed to clean our spaces and grow our food were introducing harmful, toxic chemicals into our daily lives. Built on the belief that people, pets, and the planet deserve better, our family-owned company set out to engineer solutions that are safer, non-toxic, and undeniably effective. Today, our footprint spans across commercial cleaning, hydrocarbon remediation, and advanced agriculture. We are proud to offer the Purely Green line of cleaners, biopesticides, alongside our industry-leading Biowash fertilizer boosters, soil amendments, and agricultural stimulants. Introducing Biowash, unlocking nature's potential through advanced plant adjuvant technology, a science-driven solution designed to improve nutrient efficiency, plant resilience, crop quality, and sustainable productivity. Introducing the Biowash family, 4 simple solutions for healthier gardens, from soil life and strong roots to vibrant plants and cleaner pest protection. Biowash 100, professional strength plant booster for serious growers. Our Biowash 25 is a garden-friendly formula for stronger, greener plants meant more for your home gardener. Our Biowash soil amendment helps build soil, stronger roots, and lasting plant foundations. It's also excellent at cleaning out soil contamination. And our Purely Green biopesticide is a plant-based pest protection for safer and cleaner garden care. 1 family, 4 solutions, naturally better gardens. Our Biowash 100 is built for commercial growers. Our Biowash 100 is super concentrated plant adjuvant designed to support stronger crops, improved vigor, and productive fields at scale. This is our product meant for our commercial growers. It is too concentrated generally for your home gardeners. They just won't go through it fast enough, but at larger scale with hundreds, thousands of acres, it's the appropriate product. We started back in 1999 with our Purely Green cleaner. It is a jack of all cleaners. You can use it to clean most anything in your home. Purely Green is a concentrated USDA certified powerful cleaner that cuts through stubborn grease, grime, and everyday dirt with ease. Our Biowash 25 product is meant for our home gardeners, as I said before. 1 bottle of this, a quart, will typically last a home grower a calendar year. You can boost up your garden today. Our Biowash 25 is a concentrated plant booster for lush growth, stronger plants, and vibrant home gardens. Our Biowash Soil Amendment helps unlock your soil's hidden potential. Biowash Soil Amendment acts as the ultimate reset button for depleted or contaminated soil. Especially effective down here in Florida when you have the salt intrusion from the hurricanes and all the other mess that comes with that. Back in 2004, we had a gentleman, Mike Vaughn, in Miami, heard about our product, and Mike tested the Purely Green against a black fungus on his mango tree. It worked and cleared up the fungus. The following season, he sprayed the tree early in the season and enjoyed an enormous increase in yield. And you can see in the picture just how many flowers are on this mango tree. After that, you can see on the left here, Mike's mango tree yield soared from about 50 mangoes a year to over 800. You can see the tree on the right is one of his neighbor's mangoes trees. His untreated tree produced very few mangoes while having basically the same growing conditions. We started testing it on everything. Biowash also helps with seed germination. Treated seeds sprouted faster, grew faster, and produced hardier plants. My grandfather and everyone were on a roll. They were having a good time. As we shared it and tried it on more plants, the accolades started pouring in. Tracy Piper used it on her tangerine tree. Pre-Biowash, she had about 300 small tart inedible tangerines. Post that, she had over 2,500 sweet, juicy tangerines. It was actually my mother's tree when I was a kid, and I ate a lot of those. They were good. Biowash is not a fertilizer, it just mimics one. It stimulates root growth. It stimulates the electromagnetic interaction between the roots and the nutrients in the soil. The scientific term for this process is cation exchange. You can see this at work here. On the left, you have the corn roots, the non-treated one with the smaller root system, and then the treated one developed a much larger, hardier root system. With a better root system, it's like having a bigger net, so you end up actually getting more of the nutrients out of the soil, and your plants grow better. Same thing on the pea shoots. The one on the left is the treated, and the one on the right is the untreated. A healthier, hardier root system means healthier, more productive plants. Here you can see Mike Vaughn of Pine Island Botanicals. He tried it on his papayas, and you can see the picture's a little small, but in his right hand he's got the untreated papaya, and on his left it's like twice the height as the treated one. Papayas normally require a full year to harvest. This single harvest produced $87 worth of papayas in only 7 months, so it was 5 months early. Really, really exceptional result. And this was in Pine Island, Florida. Dr. Rico of Polytechnical Institute in Mexico experienced increased yields of corn from $100 to $400 per acre after incorporating Biowash. More yields equals more profit. Good for our commercial growers. This is my grandfather, Ted Tidwell, the inventor, with Antonio. Antonio Gutierrez of La Ruana, Mexico, increased his lime production on his 70 acres from $18,000 to over $100,000 after treating his groves with Biowash. Lime clusters normally contain 2 to 4 limes. This cluster contains 11. Biowash significantly increases crop yields if used appropriately. Antonio was so excited with his lime result that he biowashed his 25 acres of papaya trees, and his papaya trees continued to bear for an additional 5 months at a rate of 60 to 100 fruit per tree. He stated that he shipped about 1 million pesticide-free papayas to Los Angeles at that harvest. Now that's what we call success. Nearly every grower reports increases in yield, whether it be row crops, tropical fruit, vegetables, flowers, or ornamentals. My agronomist once stated, if a plant has roots and leaves, Biowash can help. And that Biowash can help on everything but fungus. It does help eliminate fungus, so it doesn't work for any of your mushroom growers. Sorry, it's not good for that. About citrus. After 2 seasons of applying Biowash, Gary Scott doubled his citrus yield. And you can see on the right that he had larger sizes and he had better profit. Johann U's pomelo tree had been dormant for 7 years. After biowashing, it was producing the largest pomelos ever. You can see that's about the size of a soccer ball. It's quite large. And Madeline Bohaman of Fort Myers had an avocado tree that after 11 years it had never borne an avocado. She treated it with Biowash and it produced over 200. Really quite remarkable. In coffee beans, We had a Mexican grower also report is the most, after biowashing, the most coffee beans he'd ever had on his tree. Everyone who is using Biowash has been sending us amazing testimonials. The highest yield ever on Dr. Rosema's fig tree he got after biowashing. And then also described as the biggest sweetest blackberry harvest in the history of Mexico was another grower using it on blackberries. Biowash works extremely well on blueberries. Lance Chaston enhanced size, yields, and the taste of his blueberries. He was able to achieve nickel and quarter-sized blueberries. Biowash also helps to increase the bricks so that you have sweeter and better tasting fruit as well. Biowash is good for vegetables. Whether for family food or commercial profit, vegetables have been a mainstay of human nourishment since time began. Biowash is helping to increase the quality and quantity of produce while helping reduce the amount of fertilizers needed for optimal growth. Most of our growers report being able to reduce their total inputs of fertilizers because more of it's used more efficiently when you use Biowash with your fertilizer. And they can be mixed together in the same tank, so there's no extra sprays. Home gardener Allison Bamberg raised enough Biowash sweet potatoes to feed her family for a whole year. Some of her potatoes even weighed more than 7 pounds. Those are enormous sweet potatoes. We are an international company. We have shipped product to over 50 countries. As long as I keep biowashing, the squash keep growing was a report we got from Roberto in Mexico, and a lot of the Mexican farmers credit their financial success to Biowash. Mike Wallace owns Pine Island Botanicals. For personal gardeners, Biowash provides more food, and for professionals, Biowash can increase profits. Learn more at firstenvirosafety.com. Mike Wallace of Pine Island Botanicals in Pine Island, Florida, earns a good living with his Biowash salad greens. Biowash is a natural complement to Mike's green farming techniques as it's 100% biodegradable and contains no carcinogens. Mike and his helpers sell pesticide-free greens to restaurants and farmers markets. Biowash is not an insecticide, but because it helps increase Brix, the sugar in the plant, it discourages plant pests that cannot digest the sugar. There's actually a scale of, I forget the doctor's name, of a hierarchy of insect pests, where a healthy plant generally has a Brix of, I think it's 12 or 14, and as that Brix of the plant lowers, it becomes susceptible to more insects. So your grasshoppers and locusts are at the top, and as you go down, you get to the aphids and all your other insects. So if you have low Brix in your plant and you're seeing it getting attacked by most every pest under the sun, Biowash can really help to raise that and help you get rid of your insect issues without using toxic pesticides. Chris Lindsay is the sprout queen here on Pine Island, Florida, and she runs a thriving sprout business from her home. She earns an impressive income from sprouts raised on her screen back porch, and they're good. I've had them myself. Biowash is excellent for citrus growers, and it shines for the small farmer, as well as your commercial grower. Biowash also helps with freeze benefits. On the left, we have a commercial orange grove that was biowashed, and on the right, we have a grove that was not. And the reason this matters is cold hardiness is built long before the cold arrives. A well-fed tree stores more sugars and manages water better in its tissues, so it comes through a freeze with less leaf burn, less fruit drop, and a faster return to growth once temperatures climb back. And here you can see some more photos. It's a little hard to see because these are kind of small, but the biowash trees were green and had healthy leaves, where the non-biowashed turned brown and had curled leaves and damaged fruit. In commercial row crops, James Kirby is a Kansas soybean grower, and you can see him holding two different soybean plants there, looking at the root nodules, and the biowashed ones are much larger and much better. Edward Johnson's biowash soy roots produce triple the number of nitrogen nodules versus his non-biowashed ones, so it really helped to increase his growing. Biowash also works in corn. John Bellin of New York was very pleased about a 3 or 4 ear per stalk yield from his biowash corn. Justin Wilkinson of Washington State reported 3 to 5 ears per stalk. In pastures and alfalfa growing, you'll see increased yields and earlier growth. I actually had a farmer earlier this year with one treatment saw a 6% increase in yield, and you get a longer growing season, which for your farmers that grow their alfalfa to feed their cattle, it means they have to purchase less, and it saves them money for their animal feed during the winter months. And saving money is always good. Justin Wilkinson enjoyed an extra 1,500 pounds per acre of alfalfa yields after biowashing. And Nebraska farmer Bob Treloar reported a 20% increase in his alfalfa yields. Really, really awesome. During the 2011 drought, without rain, irrigation, or fertilizer, a Texas cattleman was able to raise a bumper crop of oats. His neighbor's crops failed. The only difference, he was biowashing his oats. This is another follow-on picture to that, an adjacent field, and you can see that the oats didn't grow very much. And this is the gentleman's daughter at the time. Still his daughter, she was just young. This was 15 years ago or so. The oats were stunted and sparse with few heads of grain formed. Neighbors turned their cattle into the fields to forage. Biowash could have saved their fields. We would have loved to have seen that, but it didn't happen. Alton Holt's biowashed oats were triple the size of his neighbor's oats, and his oats also tested above average in protein content. Biowash consumers report freeze protection of treated plants down to temperatures of about 27 degrees. Agronomists credit this protection to two factors: higher Brix levels and hardier plant health, the sugar in the plant, and leaves absorbing the minute biowash particles. First, just a disclaimer, First Enviro does not guarantee that biowash will protect from frost or freeze damage. Freezing is a very difficult thing, but we have had good success a lot of times that we like to talk about it. And it's best to biowash them before the freeze. The cation exchange process that is produced by biowash helps plants more efficiently absorb moisture and nutrients. Some scientists believe biowash may also help plants absorb these growth agents from the air. Your nitrogen and moisture in the air being brought in through the plant's phloem. This is a story out of New York. These grapevines had not produced in 4 years. Had they not produced this year, the grower was planning to get rid of them and plant something else. And he biowashed them in the spring. You can see how small the grapes are, and by July he had full yields there. Really, really awesome. The grower counted more than 200 grapes on this cluster, and this is the same grapes from that hadn't produced for 4 years. Really awesome success story. This is a story from Harry Raby in New York. He had biowashed his peaches the morning after a 19-degree freeze, and he was able to save his entire peach harvest. You can see the date there, April 13th of 2012. He even made the evening news with his peaches surviving the freeze. Harry's peaches were the only ones in the region to survive the freeze. The only difference, Harry biowashed his trees. His bricks content was up 13.5% versus the 11.8% US average. And you can see them in the boxes. They were just gorgeous, beautiful peaches. And they were very profitable by the tote as well. Biowash helps in drought situations. You can see the untreated corn on the left and then the biowashed corn on the right. And the sickly ears of corn there, not fully filled in, whereas the biowashed ones are full, healthy ears of corn. The biowashed plants produce large, healthy ears. Untreated ears contain sparse, undeveloped kernels, and biowashed ears contain fully developed, sweet, insect-free kernels. Excellent. Even more experiences here. This is potatoes. Biowash helps to make plants more resistant to cold. Here a potato was quartered and planted. Only 2 quarters were treated with biowash. Temperature dropped to 26 degrees Fahrenheit. The biowashed plants survived. The untreated plants froze. Plants are more cold resistant to biowash. With biowash, excuse me. Here in Matlacha, Florida, dormant grass was biowashed on December 10th. Even in Florida, it gets a little cold, and by January 12th, the lawn was lush and green again. This is also excellent in golf courses. A California orange grower, Jim Little, accidentally saved his orange groves by biowashing them prior to a severe freeze. Although 70% of the California citrus harvest was said to have been lost that year, Jim's 4,400 trees survived with no damage. Really amazing success story. Jim enjoyed a huge surge in yield in his orange trees as well. In 2006, a deep freeze was predicted for Southwest Florida. Bob and Vivian Murray relied on biowash to save their young mango plants, and they were glad they did. Bob and Vivian Murray owned the Treehouse Nursery for many years here on Pine Island, Florida, what is now modern-day Fruitscapes, owned by Steve Kogura. The Treehouse mangoes survived with no damage. A lot of the other mango growers, you can see the damaged flowers. Those mango growers lost their entire crops, which is very tragic. Untreated strawberries here, you can see in California, were caught in an unexpected freeze. The client sprayed biowash on them at 7 in the morning, and this is how their strawberry plants looked by 11, 4 hours later. Biowash revived them with no damage. Really amazing. Here's some more freeze revival stories. Heeding a freeze warning, Tracy Piper sprayed her tangerine tree prior to the freeze, but the temperature dropped to 19 degrees and the fruit froze. For unknown reasons, Tracy's son decided to spray biowash on the frozen tree. Many of her leaves recovered. Biowash increases the sugar content of plants. Increased bricks results in improved food taste, higher plant nutrition, faster growing, hardier plants, easier marketing, they're more appealing to the eye, and reduced need for insecticides. With the higher bricks content, there are insects that cannot process the sugar, and so they stay away. Biowash can also help to extend the freshness of food. Spoilage is an expensive factor for growers, retailers, and consumers. Ripening and spoilage is caused by natural gas emitted by the plant. Biowash helps to neutralize this gas. It's ethylene gas. If you've ever heard the old trick of sticking a banana in a bowl of fruit to help it ripen very quickly, that's because bananas give off a lot of ethylene gas, and so that'll help to ripen all the other fruit that are in the bowl. Biowash helps to neutralize this gas and help your vegetables stay better longer. Biowash also helps to improve tree growth. These oak trees are about 5 years old. The tree on the left was biowashed just 5 weeks before this photo was taken, and the tree on the right was not. One of the many reasons Gary Reed of Naples, Florida is a believer. He's been working with Biowash for more than 25 years. Dr. Treelor, we mentioned him earlier, purchased diseased tomato plants on the left for testing purposes 2 weeks after biowashing the tomato plants on the right have begun to produce blossoms already. So it helped to get rid of the disease, and the plants are thriving. And here's some more recovery stories. On the left, we have a diseased plant. Pre-biowash, after biowash treatment, you can see the good, healthy new growth of the leaves and just how large they are. It is not an insecticide. Biowash is not an insecticide. It increases Brix in plants, and some insects can't effectively digest the sugar. I mentioned that earlier. Here we have a story from Madeline Bahanan again. She had an old mango tree that she biowashed her 50-year-old dormant mango tree each Friday for 6 weeks. The tree tripled its yield from 1 bushel per day to 3 bushels per day. Really, really amazing. Biowash helps enhance tree growth. You can see on the left the treehouse nursery mango plants. These trees were not biowashed. New growth is about 6 weeks out, and biowashed. Once they had them biowashed, you can see new growth after 6 weeks. You can see all the green leaves on the top there. Really, really amazing. Here's Gary Scott of Mount Dora, Florida. He purchased a citrus grove that was full of sick trees. Some of the trees were removed, some were biowashed. After 2 weeks, you can see the green new shoots there in his hand with the visible new growth, and after 6 weeks, the trees are becoming healthier again. You can see all the leaves coming in and new growth in them. Here was some grass that was contaminated by oil, and it was treated with biowash. And these 2 pictures are 3 days apart, and you can see there's already new growth. It helped to get rid of the oil and help the grass recover. Biowash also works in hydroponics. Pine Island Botanicals of Bokeelia, Florida. This is Mike Vaughn's farm again. He has hydroponic vegetables that he grows, and he uses biowash in his systems to great effect. Here's some more pictures of Mike and his growing with his hydroponics operation. He even expanded it. Roger Pope of Doctor's Premium Greens of Litha, Florida, biowashed his wheatgrass. Biowashing makes his wheatgrass as tasty and succulent as clover. The container on the right retails for $25. A single table earns $225 weekly. This is about 10, 12 years old, so the numbers may be a little bit slightly different today. Biowash is excellent in flowers. Better fed plants simply look better, especially in greenhouse. Floral response to biowash is really, really astounding. You get better, healthy, beautiful colors, better petal turbidity, longer stems, and in the flower world, longer stems also equals better profit for your grower. You get richer color, fuller blooms. Leaves take up the feed you already apply more efficiently, so the plants put it into the flowers. They're tougher under stress, better nourished plants handle heat and transport and transplant shock with less setback. Cleaner foliage, better shelf appeal. Dust, residue, and honeydew rinse away, leaving foliage less inviting to the pests. It fits naturally in the routine you already have if you're a greenhouse grower. Tank mixes with your current feeding program, no new equipment, and because it's non-toxic, you don't have any re-entry issues. So it's safer for your employees. Golf courses spend around $6 billion annually for greens maintenance. This number's maybe a few years old. And the EPA has outlawed a lot of toxic remedies. And some of our customers are golf courses that help use Biowash to solve their greens keeping problems, especially with nematodes. On the left, you can see green 1 before application of Biowash. And 6 weeks after that area was Biowashed, you can see that green square in the middle is growing better than any part of the course. Here's another picture of greens before biowashing and after, and you can see it's much healthier. This is the first hole at Jay and Lionel Herbert Memorial Golf Course in Lafayette, Louisiana. That was on, these two pictures are a month apart, the 30th of April in 2012 and the 31st of May in 2012. You can see what a huge difference it made. These are the putting green there at the same golf course. And you can see biowashing made a huge difference before and after. The golfers were very happy. They've still been buying even to this day. They've been using Biowash now for 14 or 15 years. Here's a picture of our facility here. Post Hurricane Ian, we have a new tank set up. It's a single tank instead of a double. But we've been blending our green carcinogen-free solutions since essentially 1996. It's been saving and solving hunger and enriching farmers in the U.S. and all over the planet. Our daily capacity is about 3 million quarts of our cleaner, or enough Biowash to treat about 90,000 acres of field and row crops. A former Assistant Secretary of Agriculture, I'm not sure which one, said that Biowash unleashes the unlimited power of the sun. Another agronomist said if it has roots and leaves, Biowash will help it, and that's pretty true. And then a superintendent from a golf course in Mississippi of 22 years, after just 2 weeks of applying Biowash on his greens, he saw a major difference where it was applied. The product saves him time and money. That's from Jay Coulter, the superintendent of Patrick Farms and Quail Hollow Golf Courses in Macomb, Mississippi. I'm not sure if he's still there. This is, I think, from about 15 years ago. This is written from my grandfather's perspective, Ted Tidwell, the inventor of Biowash and Purely Green. He said that a group of Mexican mayors asked him how did he get the vision to invent Biowash, and his response is true. He didn't have a vision, it was more accidental. They told him they believed it was a gift from heaven. Perhaps they were right. The discovery of the Biowash was an accident. Through the mango story at the earlier, and then people were tossing their dishwater out on the grass, and they started noticing the grass popping up and growing like crazy where they were tossing it, and that's when they started experimenting with it, and that was more than 25 years ago. This is an invitation to anyone who would like to try our Biowash, whether you just want to use it to grow safe foods for you or your family or raise crops for profit. Biowash can help. Please visit www.fertilizer firstenvirosafety.com, and that's spelled the numeral 1, STENVIROSAFETY.com. You can email us at info@firstenvirosafety.com or give us a call at 239-392-4869, or you can also call us at 239-283-1222. And please give us a follow on YouTube at First Enviro Safety. You can also look for us on Facebook as First Enviro, as well as Instagram. Please give us a like, follow, comment, subscribe. We live in the algorithm world these days, and anything helps. Thanks you very much. Have a blessed day.